Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Rich, and this is the 1 Minute Workbench shop tour, and the first video in an ongoing series about my shop. The shop is actually just a very small portion of a two-car garage. My lady likes to park inside the garage, which means I only get half of the garage for my shop. And I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack about what I'm going to say next. I also like to park in the garage. I know, terrible, right? Giving up all that space. So basically what that means is I have to squeeze my entire operation into just the two walls along the perimeter of my half of the garage. It's not a lot of space. Now, I imagine that there are a lot of people out there who are in a similar situation to mine. They have a passion for woodworking, but they have very limited space, and it makes it tough. Well, that's what the 1 Minute Workbench is all about. And it's also what this video series is all about. It's about showing you how I've gone about trying to squeeze the most efficiency as I can out of my limited space, at least as best as I've been able to figure out so far. That said, let's get started with the shop tour. First and foremost, this is the 1 Minute Workbench version 2. This thing is the heart of my operation. Believe it or not, I'm able to squeeze probably more than half of the functionality of everything I do right here into this workbench, which measures only 6 feet across by 32 inches deep. I'll post a link in the comments below for a video that gives you an in-depth look at how I'm able to get that much efficiency out of this workbench. This is my homemade toolbox. Again, I'll post a link in the comments to a video that gives you a much more detailed look at this in case you're interested in building one for yourself. This is my bandsaw. I actually got this for free from a friend who had 2 bandsaws, so I was very fortunate. It's an old Craftsman 12-inch saw, probably not the greatest saw there is. However, it does have a 6-inch resaw capacity, and I think I'm going to get a lot of good use out of this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this mobile base to make it easier to move around the shop. At the time that I built this pegboard, I thought it was big enough and I didn't really think I was going to need any more space than this. But as you can see, it's pretty much at capacity, and I'm starting to think I'm going to have to build another one. And then there's these 2 new pieces of equipment, a jointer and a planer. I've been getting along joining and planing boards by hand with a couple of antique hand planes that used to belong to my girlfriend's grandfather. At this point, though, I'm ready to have a couple of machines dedicated for these tasks. This is the DeWalt DW735 planer. It's very popular, gets really good reviews, and I'm fairly certain it's going to work out just fine. In fact, I've already got an idea for a rolling cart I want to build for it that has integrated dust collection. And when the time comes, I'll post a video for that as well. This Porter cable jointer, on the other hand, is more of a trial run. I'm not 100% confident that it's going to work out, but I'm going to give it a go. If it can actually joint a board, then I'll build a rolling cart for it as well. I'll even add some infeed and outfeed tables to increase the capacity of it just a little bit. And finally, this is how I handle wood storage. I've got this rack on the side of my house that's about 6 feet tall by 8 feet long, and it even has a slot for plywood, and it really holds a lot of material. It's normally covered with a tarp to help protect it from the rain, but I've taken that away just for the sake of this video. And I built these stairs in my garage that had a lot of void space underneath them. And then I got the idea to build this drawer on wheels that's about 6 feet long and really holds a tremendous amount of material as well. At this point, the shop has a long way to go. To keep up with the progress, follow the video series, starting with video 2, which again is going to be an in-depth look at the second version of the 1 Minute Workbench. I hope you liked this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I hope you have fun building something.